Vocal Majority.
On the wonderful day like today, by any cloud to appear in the sky, dare any raindrop to pop in my eye on a wonderful day like today.
Hi, Vocal Majority family. It is such a wonderful day today. I just wanted to share with you how touched and very grateful I am for your love and your support and for this nomination and recipient of the Ring of Honor. Oh my stars, I never knew that this could happen and was so taken aback when Jim and Judy called to tell me. It's just such a fantastic thing, and I will treasure this obviously for the rest of my life. They wanted me to take a few minutes to give you a background of my journey with VM, and my journey began in 2002 when my parents invited us to go to a concert in Plano. We all loved music, and we were expecting to have a really nice evening out together. What we were not expecting was that we would be totally enthralled and enraptured by the end of the first song. And I looked over at Robert, and tears were streaming down his face. And his eyes were just wide as saucers. And he said, "Oh my." And so fast forward 2 days or 3 days, and we were at our first Vocal Majority rehearsal in the Salmon Center. So it was all encompassing for us. He was all in, I was all in. Matter of fact, I even considered myself a VM rookie because I was at every rehearsal. I was at every choreography training. I was at every sectional when y'all broke out into parts in different parts of the building. And even sometimes y'all would go have different nights where you had sectionals off. And I traveled to every contest, and I was at every performance. So I was right there along with him as he was doing his rookie thing, and I felt like I was a rookie too. Matter of fact, he actually became a member on April the 4th, 2003. And this is a picture of his graduating class. Now, that is pretty darn good company right there, if I do say so. And yes, Judy, it is in a gold frame. So we have the whole gold thing going on. I know she'll be happy. So fast forward a couple of years after I met Judy. Obviously, I met Judy early on, and when I met her, I felt like she was my best friend, that I never knew I needed her, and that we would be bonded for life. Little did I realize at the time that she makes everyone she meets feel that way. So precious Judy, she is a sweetheart. But anyway, then fast forward a couple of years, one Thursday evening at rehearsal, she said, "Oh, I meant to ask you how your new job is going." And I said, "Oh, well, Judy, I'm getting paid a lot of money. I'm getting big bonuses. I have a grand benefits plan. Nothing to complain about. However, I'm just unfulfilled. I'm not enjoying the work. I'm not enjoying the people. I'm not fulfilled by the company. And so I'm a little frustrated." She immediately grabbed my arm, and with all the zeal she could muster, she said, "Oh my gosh, Jara, Molly has just resigned, and the VM is looking for a new office manager, and you would be perfect." And I started chuckling, and I patted her hand on my arm, and I said, "Wow." I said, "Well, that's something that I'll noodle on and, give it some thought." And she said, "No." She said, it's perfect. You are the perfect person. This is a match made in heaven." And I just giggled. And you can imagine my surprise the next morning when I got a telephone call from John Rasco. and he wanted to set up an interview time. So from Friday morning, that phone call Friday morning, to when we had the interview the next Monday, it was like a whirlwind. And Judy was right. She pegged it, as she called it. It was a match made in heaven. And the following Monday, on June 13th, 2005, I became the official office manager of the Vocal Majority Chorus. And then the fun really started happening. I realized from that point, I knew that the guys were classy, and I knew the organization was classy just from being a rookie. And but what I didn't realize is that it would be the most fulfilling work that I would ever do in my life. And I became aware that for as good of singers as you are, for good of singers as you are also that level of integrity and character as men. And you just don't find that every day. I mean, who could not come to work and want to be the best that they could be, to level set up to what you guys are and who you are? And I'm so blessed that you allow me to be on the front lines and represent you, and to hopefully make a difference in people's lives like you do. I get to witness firsthand how you change the lives of folks all over the world. Like the time that I got a call from a gentleman by the name of Charlie in Portland, Oregon, who was panicked because he needed something overnighted, and we didn't have that option on our website to overnight product. Usually when we overnight, it's because someone's died and they need it for a funeral. So there's not a whole lot of call for overnighting. But he needed something, he needed love songs overnighted to him, because he had worn out his CD. And I'd never heard of that. I'd never heard of someone playing it so much that they'd worn it out. So I said, oh my gosh, I said, Charlie, how in the world have you worn out your CD? And he said, well, I'm a rose farmer, and I have 1,200 acres of roses, and I piped in music to every section of the nursery, and it plays 24/7 because I've never found any music that has made our roses grow bigger or more beautiful than the Vocal Majority love songs. Wow. So I made sure that we got him. He's, as a matter of fact, go ahead and send me 2 or 3, because I don't want this to happen again. I need them 24/7 all the time going for them to grow. So we got him taken care of, and I just thought, wow, that's a good one. That's a good story I hadn't heard before. And then come to the little 89-year-old Paul, who lives in Big Bear Lake, California. And he called in one day to order some CDs as well. And we chatted for a little bit. I try to chat with everyone a little bit on the telephone, just to let them know, we're an organization that have people and not just voice machines, and you can't ever get in touch with a real person. So had a lovely chat with him, got him taken care of, and didn't hear back from him until about 1.5 years, maybe 2 years later. And he called in one day and he said, just wanted to let you know that with all the recent fires out here, that I'm okay. I knew that you would be concerned about my safety and my well-being, and I just wanted everyone there to know that I survived, and I'm doing fine. My house wasn't touched. And I thought, oh, just the fact that he knows that we care about him and his situation, and that he felt the need to call in to let us know that he was okay is just so special. And then there's a gal by the name of Sherry, who runs an Alzheimer's home in Canada, who uses VMCDs twice a day as therapy for her residents. And she said it makes all the difference in the world, because they all of a sudden are really a non-functioning person. And when they hear the music, it brightens up their spirit. Their face lifts in laughter and joy, and they sing along. They know the words. They become a person. And she said they have moments of this clarity that they don't ever get otherwise. And it's to VM CDs, VM songs. And so, I get to hear these stories that are so touching. And it's because of you guys. And thank you so much for letting me be on the front line of representing you guys. Because, stories like this are just life-changing. And wow, you guys, I mean, you make such a difference. And I don't know that you're all fully aware of that at all times. And then, just to me, this Middle Tennessee gal, and now Ring of Honor member, who wakes up every day and strives to match your awesomeness by offering unsurpassed customer service to not only you, the VM members, but to our patrons as well. I'm just so honored to receive this award. And I have to quite frankly tell you, I'm going to share it with Robert, because he's the VM's less known IT guru who continually keeps our machines up and functioning like they're supposed to. And so he's a big part of this as well. And our hearts overflow with gratitude and love for you guys. And we thank you from the bottom of our hearts, and want to leave you with this one last thing.